I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us.
Well, that wasn't very good DJing, was it? It go from woo to doo-doo-doo. Never mind. Good evening, everyone. Let me say hello. Been fairly rocking tonight with some hot conversation over there on good old Facebook. Tanya was there. Cat Gray was there, Mandy was there, and Lisa. Hey, everyone. Kelly and Ash, great to see you here tonight. And Jean, welcome back, Jean. Kat, yeah, it's cool to see you all here tonight again. We have the presence of Archangel Metatron. You will find Archangel Metatron has a very strong way of speaking. The message from, and we also have the presence of Archangel Uriel tonight, so we're in for a beautiful treat. I just want to recap before they get underway. Archangel Metatron's presence is very strong. There is a great concern coming from the higher realms of the Ascended Masters, and Archangel Metatron is said to be the gatekeeper of the archangels. He is the greater of the archangels in many ways, and his presence is huge, which seems a strange thing to say because the archangels are huge. Having met some of them, have them the privilege of being in their presence. They are massive. Their energy is massive. But Archangel Metatron has such a powerful presence. It's almost, it's an overarching presence. And while a lot of people want to paint the archangels or the angels as very ethereal and beautiful and mystical and, soft and fluffy, that's not technically correct. I have met angels who rocked up in my reading room one time, and I just knew from the feel of them that something was very different. And when I was preparing for the reading and this energy appeared in the room, I didn't actually know if I wanted to turn around to see who was there or what was there. because their energy was a little bit like, not sure about that. And then when I did turn around to see who was there, I said, oh my gosh, who are you? And their answer in unison was, we are the angels of destruction. So they don't have a little fluffy doo-doo-doo around them. And the same as you know, with Fairy Queen Anastasia, you know, she can have a really powerful energy, and they will speak that way. Good evening, Linda God, and welcome. So to have the presence of Archangel Metatron, it's a very strong voice, and it's a very powerful voice. Archangel Uriel is also known as the Lion of God. So Archangel Uriel has also a very powerful presence in a way that commands it commands your attention, and it commands energy. It commands the energy around them, which impacts you. Now, Archangel Metatron, the concern that he presents tonight is really very interesting. And I'm going to, the Angels of Destruction, Cat Grey, that's exactly what they do. They bring around what people call a natural disaster, or what's the other word they use for it? God's will. An act of God. So, Zoe, good evening. Welcome. So these angels of destruction do actually bring destruction, and that's what they were telling me. And their reason, because I said, why would angels don't destroy? And they said, oh, but we do. It was an amazing experience. And they went on to tell me about the tremendous tsunami that they were bringing through Japan at the time. Karen McHay, they were bringing through Japan, and what was going to happen with that. Do you all remember that? Massive tsunami through Japan. And they showed me all the souls that would be taken during that time, if you want to call it taken, the souls that would leave during that time. It was quite incredible. And why do they destruct? Well, really, if you have a look at the destruction mankind does on the earth, it's nothing compared to these angels of destruction. But their purpose is to actually make humanity unite, make mankind unite. So in the case of the tsunami through Banda Aceh, at that time, there were warring factions in that region, and they were killing each other, more so one lot attacking another. And when the tsunami came through, the very same ones that were killing others went to their aid. Go figure. Went to their aid and were helping. And this is what the angels of destruction say that they are for, is to bring humanity back to the goodness of the human being. So very, very, very interesting. Archangel Metatron tonight. We were talking about some of this on that Facebook Live a moment ago, and it was really interesting hearing him talk about the tapestry that covers humanity. And we did have a little laugh about around the world, because is it or is it flat? Who wants to be a conspiracy theorist tonight? So you're welcome, Kat, anytime. That's why we have the chat available, so that you can ask questions and you can interact. It's wonderful. So the tapestry around mankind, around humanity, includes the earth, because we are one. Now, I'll put my hand up to you and say straight up that getting my head around we are all one, it's like, huh? But I think it should be explained in a different way. It is that we are integral. We can't survive without the earth, right? It's our home. So being one with the earth is because of the vibration. The earth itself, if you follow the Schumann frequencies, the earth herself has frequencies. The earth herself has meridian lines. She has ley lines. So does the human being. We are one. Plants have the same DNA lines as humans, or same kind of structure of DNA as humans. Hi, Jackie. All the more reason to say it, Jackie. Oh, it's got to give someone, you've got to give people something to talk about, really. So, and why not trigger a little bit of, a little bit of fun? I think it's worth it. Very entertaining. So, to be one with the earth and one with the animals. If you look at the movie Avatar had tremendous messages in it about the union between mankind and animals and the plant life. So Archangel Metatron's message is about the tapestry that surrounds all living things, all living beings. And as all was created by the one source, then all things are intricate. And as being intricate, the web is extremely important. But what we are seeing, and it is troubling for those of us in the higher dimensions, is that the web is being eroded, not through higher consciousness being called in by some of you, but it is being eroded by the lower vibrations. Part of this is important to the ascension of mankind. For with the erosion of the web as it has been for a long time, there must be growth. However, what we are seeing is that you are not keeping up with this erosion of the web. And this in itself is concerning. Many of you have been looking into and hearing about a fifth dimension. What this really is a movement of the web becoming more golden and more refined. You see, the web that covers you presently and covers the world is thicker, and it has been made thicker through the actions of the denseness of the low vibration of the mass of humans. This has got to change. If we can paint the picture for you with Archangel Uriel, he says it is time for the fire of God to come through and erase the old web. And the image here for you is of a beautiful golden web that surrounds what you call the earth, but this will not be the earth as you know it. This web is of the higher consciousness, as you call it. It is of a higher awareness. The evolution of your species has been slowed. It has been drawn back. It has been drawn back for the last 80 years. And the changes that are seen in that are more predominant now, which is the way that it was created to be. You will feel that time and change are happening faster now, And in many ways, that is correct. Time has changed. Timelines have broken along with parts of the web that have been broken, and they are not to be fixed. We see healers who are reaching out to fix the broken web. This is not what is needed for humanity to be able to have the future and have the world that it is destined for. For those of you who were born in the late 70s, 80s, you have a different world to be looking toward, and you are instigators of that new world. So where you are being led to believe there is a fifth dimension, this is not essentially what we see as truth. You see, those of you born in the 70s, late 70s, and throughout the 80s, you came to experience this world in a different way and to bring in a different light. You are all familiar with the wording, the light, and what the light is. However, those of you in that genre, that time, carry a different light to those before you. Your light is more fractionated, and this means that there can be more transparency in your light, which means that the web becomes more fragile. And this is a good thing. As you may be thinking, and we ask you not to try and put logic, to try and put your learned mind into this picture. You see, the fabric of the web has come to an end, and there must be a new web. And this is what some would say is a fifth dimension. Uriel. My name is Archangel Uriel. I am known as the Lion, the Fire of God. I sit to his left hand. This time of your species, of humans and humanity as a collective, is vital to your species not being extinguished. It is my role to bring fire to that is complete, that has finished its time in this reality. It is my role to cleanse everything, including your species. Fear not, for you know that this is merely a made reality. You are eternal as beings of God. No matter what is brought your way through this cleanse, it is the only way for there to be a new tapestry, a gold tapestry. The color represents that of eternal life of the Creator who created you. And as you move through this transitory time, you have all of the presence of us, the bands of angels. There are so many levels of us that you are yet to be experiencing. But as we move you through this transitory time, you will find there will be more visitations, there will be more experiences with my brethren. This is not a time for fear. This is a time for knowing it is expansion, it is growth. For too long, we have observed what has taken place on this earth, and it must now be cleansed. There is no longer a time left. You will notice that there is a difference in time and the way that time runs. You call them timelines. You will notice there is a difference in the way that timelines affect your life and play out in your day. You will also find that there will be days that seem to go very fast. Some of you will also find the need to rest and sleep more frequently than before, and this is most important, that you follow that yearning for sleep and rest, for this is part of your growth. It is the way that your physical body will be able to move to the next level, the golden level of the tapestry. We ask our channel to remind you and speak with you of free will. We will help with that. We ask our vessel here to talk to you more on free will, as there is some complicated misunderstanding of free will. Oh. Oh, here we are. Let me just make sure that I am clear. Right, anybody got any questions on that? Those messages? You know, having the presence of two of the most powerful archangels is always deeply humbling for me. It is life-changing. I say it's incredible. The energy that comes with them there isn't really a word that can express it. It's phenomenal. And to be able to be their vessel is phenomenal. And it is something that I'm deeply humbled by. Being able also to expand on their messages through their guidance is very important to me. And in my role as a messenger between heaven and earth for the soul, It's always been very matter of fact for me. I think I may have told you before about sorry, I'm listening. Okay, so there's some action going on. When you hear of quite a calamity and a what will be called a catastrophe, middle of Europe is where it's going on, and they're already showing it as playing out in the other levels, the other dimensions, so bringing it into this reality, because all things happen out there before they come into this reality. And when you hear of this catastrophe, just know that there is bands and bands of angels that are there and that are assisting. So don't let it pull you into a state of horrendous fear or anything like that. And anyone that you may come into contact with that wants to go down that route, close your ears, let them voice what they want to voice, but don't participate in the conversation. Know that it's okay. It's all playing out how it's meant to play out, right? So what looks like a major calamity and catastrophe, it's okay. And there are bands and bands of angels that are there helping, all right? And it's not your concern. This is something that's so important. It's not your concern where did this come from? What happened to the people? Where are the people gone? Live your life and be present. The way that you can help shift humanity into this beautiful golden tapestry is to remain present, not to be pulled off in different directions by things that are a distraction. Be present in your own body. Be present in your own life. That's what matters, right? And that's how you make a difference. It's very important. I'll just catch up on your messages. That was big. Yeah, it felt big, Karen Mack. As I say, Archangel Metatron's energy is huge. Unreal. A lot to take in, was it, Lisa? Free will of humanity. Yes and no, Jackie. The free will that Archangel Metatron was referring to was each person's individual free will and their lack of understanding of what that is and how they use it, what impact that has on their life, but also on humanity. Yeah, maybe that's what you mean. You're welcome, Cat Gray. Yeah, it felt like it, Kelly. It felt like it was powerful. Amazing. Beautiful gold tapestry. Yes, it is. This one that Kat's put here, cleansing of the earth, this kind of ties in with what I was talking about on the live on Facebook. And for those of you who are regular here on a Monday night, no, I won't be regular over on Facebook. I was actually responding to questions and messages that I got after the impromptu and very emotional live that I did on Facebook last week. So this is where you will find me, as you know, and this is where I will do the lives. I was really trying to find out what what Facebook was doing with letting people know where they could find me, because I had so many messages about where are you, where do you do your lives. And that's okay, Jackie. This is, this is what it's about. So putting your comments up, having a conversation is really important in these sessions. That's what I'm here for. So free will, or sorry, I have to go back to Kat's comment about cleansing of the earth, because this is what's actually brought Archangel Metatron and Uriel in today. I was down south on the weekend, and on my drive down there, I was really quite taken with the number of trees dying, and also strange colours in the trees. Now, not autumn colours, and the shape of things on the land as I drove down south. Now, the Wannerup River, which is around the Bustleton area, a man was interviewed in the paper, the local paper down there, because he said that the river had dried up, and they had a very upsetting photo of the river. And the Wannerup River is through my family's country, so it's important, and it got my attention. Then when I was down around that area, I couldn't believe the way the trees look and what's happening. So I was asking about it. I was asking what's going on, and I've been since asking for the way to open for healing of the land for that. But the answer I got, and that's what Archangel Metatron was talking about, is that humans have lost their way. They are also not using their free will in a way that is helpful for the future of humanity. And humans have lost their connection with the earth. So in that live that I was doing on Facebook, it went much deeper than I was expecting. So they obviously want, and that I thought it was going to be, they obviously want that message to get out in another way as well as here. So they were talking about the river drying up, the loss of flora and fauna, and how distressing it is to see the fish, the yabbies, the marron all in a little tiny puddle trying to survive, which of course they cannot. And the reason for the trees dying, there hasn't been the rainfall. And I was talking to a man on Saturday night who was from Augusta, and he was telling me that they have never seen anything like it, and people are actually stealing water from neighbours and stealing it from wherever they can. I'm like, stealing it? And he said, yes. There isn't the flow of water like there's meant to be. So people that have got, say, a rainwater tank or a dam, other people are coming in and taking water from them, stealing water from them, because they don't have any water. And he was saying that he's never seen the number of huge branches just tumbling from trees, and this is because the tree is dying. Now, other boffins will say, oh, well, trees do that, they drop their branches. Yes, they drop their branches, but not great big arms like this. And it's something that I've actually noticed around my own area when I've been walking. I've been really surprised to see huge branches of gum trees and peppy trees in particular. They are not known to drop branches. I'm not talking twigs. I am talking huge branches. And this is all because of human failure to look after the earth, failure to look after the waterways, and being so caught up in their own rubbish instead of recognizing their connection and the importance of their connection to the earth. So hence Uriel and Metatron coming in tonight. It's really important. No, Lisa, it's not at all. So cleansing of the earth. Now, when they talk about cleansing of the earth, that means also volcanic eruptions, mudslides, massive floods, massive droughts. These are actually things to cleanse the earth, but we of course see them as tragedies and horrendous things that go on. That's not how it's seen, as you heard tonight. It's not how it's seen with how it fits with the web, the tapestry. So within the tapestry, and this was something they were talking about on the Facebook Live, within the tapestry, and there's only ever been one tapestry, but now they show that because of the density of the lack of human consciousness, so the lower vibration and the number of humans that are in that lower vibration, it has actually caused for there to be other layers, other levels, as Tanya said, tiers of the tapestry. And that's where we get this impression of there being a fifth dimension or another dimension. And the silly thing about that is there's always other dimensions. There has to be. There just has to be. There isn't just this place, right? So there is always other dimensions. But the spiritual world talk about it as if it's something, woo, like magic, and you can't go there. But in heaven, there are all different levels of heaven. And if you can get past that fella at the gate and you get in, doesn't mean to say that you're going to be in the angels' level of heaven. You could still be in the learner's part of heaven. So it stands to reason that there are different levels of the tapestry, but now it's been not eradicated, it's been made, it weighs too much. They're saying it weighs too much and it's weighing humanity down. So you guys are the really important people to shine a brighter light and to bring that higher level of consciousness, that higher level of awareness generating from the soul. Now, the simple things, and this is what I loved about the talk on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, this isn't fair. I want this over in Soul and Beyond, not just on Facebook. I don't do my thing there. So they were talking about colour, smell, and taste. And the interesting thing, as Jackie and Mandy can say, is in one of the modules of the School of Wesh, we go through the importance of the senses and how to ignite your senses and why. So your senses are so important to you being able to be aligned, united, ignited with your spirit, with your soul. And if you have a look at what's been happening, even in your own neighborhood, covering up the earth with fake lawn, with loads of concrete slabs, bricks and so forth, that is not only smothering the earth, so that takes away her ability to breathe, which affects your ability to breathe, affects people's asthma and anything to do with the lungs tremendously, but it also affects your ability to connect to the earth and receive healing vibration from the earth, makes it too hot, which in turn makes your liver too hot, aside from any anger outbursts and stuff you're carrying yourself, but it just makes it worse. And then you've got, so that's a visual, right? So your ability to connect through nature when you are around places that are covered in concrete and all that and fake lawn, that affects your ability through nature to connect with your spirit and the earth. Then there is your sense of smell, and how have you noticed that they're continually removing the perfume from flowers. Now, what's one of the most common gifts that we give when someone's not well, when someone's had a baby, when somebody's passed away, a birthday, a celebration? It's flowers. And it's not just the prettiness of the flowers, it's the formation of them and the scent, the perfume, because your olfactory goes straight to your third eye. So if your olfactory isn't working properly, then you can't get your intuition to be as sharp as it should be. Now, there are other things that interfere with your sense of smell and your sinuses, and that is your bowel. So if your bowel's all gunked up and it's not working properly, neither will your sense of smell. You won't be able to drain properly from your sinuses. So you're all backed up with, you know what, and lots of toxins. But removing the smell. So when you think about other smells, once upon a time, if you went walking, that must be a story, once upon a time, if you went walking, you would smell fresh bread being baked. And I'm not talking about that, that muck from Subway. I'm talking about people at home baking bread. You would be able to smell cakes, biscuits, home cooking. We used to live, when I was a little girl, the lady that lived next door to us was Italian, and I've never forgotten the smells that used to come from her house as she cooked real old-fashioned, traditional Italian sugo, tomato sauce, and a spaghetti, and she made her own pasta. My grandmothers all cooked and made their own jams and spreads and things. So there was a time where you would have all these beautiful smells from cooking of food. Now what do you have? Stench of the likes of McDonald's, KFC, Hungry Jack's and all the rest of it. And that's done deliberately. That dumbs down your sense of smell, heavies through your energy. And then what they've done with food, of course. So loads of garbage in food, excess amounts of chemicals, salts, fake salts, sugars, and all of that. So you're not getting natural flavors of foods. That then affects your sense of taste. Your mouth is part of your throat chakra. It's also in the higher chakras. So if that's all dumbed down, numbed down, senses aren't good, then your ability to connect through here is going to be very difficult. Do you see how this is a deliberate way to hold people, to hold humans back from being able to be aligned with their soul and their higher self, therefore not be able to receive guidance from their higher self, from their guides, their angels, the archangels? Fluoro lights actually create a chemical response in oils and in sauces. So if you buy oils that are in plastic bottles from supermarkets, they're already rancid, and as soon as you open them, the chemical reaction happens and you ingest that. People don't know this stuff, right? Unless they study it or they hang out with someone like me. So you're buying something that's rancid, that's not going to go well in your body. And then when you're walking around supermarkets, or say you work in shopping centers, you're around the air conditioning, fake air, and getting everyone else's junk, and then you're underneath the big fluoro lights. Fluoro lights are terrible for the human energy fields. So it's really important that you start to look at having things around you, natural things that bring back your senses and allow you to use your sense of smell beautifully. I bought some sandalwood incense last week. Oh my gosh. The perfume, the sense of that is just amazing. And that is a beautiful way to hone in and bring in those higher senses of smell. So start to look at things that you have around you and what you do, and think about how you can open up your senses, because it's through your senses that you can have, greater alignment with your higher self, with your spirit. And through that, you can then have greater access to messages. Now, in one of the sessions in the Spirit Seekers Society recently, we did how to connect with your guides and angels. And then in the higher learning, we actually went through a very deep meditation, transformational meditation, to meet your higher self. So these are the things that we're doing in there to bring you home to your true self, your higher self. Now, let me catch up on your messages. Yeah, interesting, Karen. Very interesting. So many earthquakes always seem to be near some mine or all around the world. Yes, very well observed, Karen. And, you know, that again comes down to the ley lines and energy lines of the earth. I would be happy just to get in heaven. No, don't be in a hurry. Thanks, Kat. I don't have to go and visit you there, or have you pop in here, you know, for a cup of tea, and I have it by myself, because you can't have a cup of tea once you're in spirit. What's a random question about all those European cities, cobblestone roads, paths, no gardens, no lawns? Yeah. The interesting thing, Lisa, is the cobblestone roads don't actually suffocate the earth like Western world does with their big slabs of concrete and their great big slabs of driveways, you know, of bitumen and concrete. Cobblestone says it in itself. It's cobblestone, and there is actually gaps between those stones. That's why they're difficult to walk in with heels, right? They are still a formation of the earth in a way, whereas flat slabs, bricks and things like that, there is nothing that represents the earth in that, or the formation of the earth, right? There's no gaps, no real gaps, especially the way they make them now. So, yeah, no gardens, no lawns. But you notice through Italy and Spain, they use a lot of colour. And it's my understanding that in Italy, they have a lot of bright red geraniums, and there are trees around. So the people way back in the day had the sense, they just knew that there must be colour. And they went and got colour. And what did they use? Terracotta. So they used a clay, not some fake thing, right? That, again, there's the difference. I hope that makes sense. It's not so much about no lawns. It's how the earth is covered up and smothered. So bland, yeah. More plants, yes, more plants. And I will say here, yeah, that's right, Lisa. Good. There you go. Yeah, so they had the sense to put colour in. They were connected. They knew. But I wonder if in current day, if the younger generations get it. Probably not. And the other thing is, Tanya's saying more plants. So I don't know about the areas you live in, but for a period of time, people were ripping out beautiful gardens and putting in those damn awful. That's awesome, Zoe. Yes. I don't know the name of them, but they're not a cactus. They're related to the cactus succulent family. They grow ginormous, and they look like a rhinoceros's horn to me. They're very hard. And then there were those other damn plants, yuccas, and all those similar things. So people were ripping out rose gardens and beautiful old world gardens that are full of colour and perfume to put in these revolting plants that have colour to some degree, but nothing like a flower garden, right? Putting in these plants that are harsh. They don't have beautiful foliage. They don't have softness about them, and they don't have vibrant colours. So all the gardens around the place just had these same. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Why do you want to be the same as everyone else? See, that is that dumbed down mass mentality, losing the way of being uniquely oneself, which is what the soul yearns for. It doesn't want to be same as everybody else. So this is so important when you're looking at a garden and putting plants in. And like Tanya says, more plants, but it matters what type of plants, right? Hi, Kim Jane, welcome. That's right, Tanya, there is nothing that beats it. And it's so important for the psyche, emotionally, mentally, health-wise. You know, think about back in the day, I know that they were banned. I don't know if they've brought them back in hospitals. But back in the day when I nursed, my gosh, there was always heaps of flowers through the ward and on the wards for people. Sometimes we didn't have room to put them all. And what did it do for the patients? It brightened them up. People always smiled when they received beautiful bouquets of flowers, and they loved having them near them. They're part of a healing. The whole world has got things in it for healing for us. But people just aren't seeing it. And that was the biggest message, I think, from Metatron and Uriel. But Uriel's just going to maypalm it from the sound of it. Yeah, me either, Zoe. Me either. I don't get it. And the other weird looking plant that reminds me of rhino horns, I can't see why people got to fill their yards with those things. Oh, that's awesome, Cat Grow. Party in your backyard, love. Yeah, Tanya, it does. Yes, Lisa, I get that, but in areas that are arid and dry, there are still natural beauty. There is still natural, what they call them, native plants that like that environment, and they have flowers, and they attract bees, and they attract birds, right? These blasted yuccas and these other revolting things, they don't attract bees and birds, and we need the bees and birds, right? So native plants are the go-to if you're not in a place that has a lot of water or that can have pretty plants. Oh my God, yellow and purple, yellow daisies, gorgeous cat. What's Kim got on here? Yeah, that's right. It's horrible. And you have butterflies. Yeah, that's right. Natives rather than yuccas. Yes, Lisa, that's right. Bees and birds. Yes, not the other way around. We're not doing that tonight. So establishing an environment around you where you stimulate your senses to be the way they're meant to be is your go-to for you to be able to align with your higher senses and have that communication with your soul and with all of the beautiful helpers from all around the etheric elemental kingdom, the angels, and everybody. So much needs to change, and you can either be a change maker and be an influencer just in your own little life. You don't have to go out and do anything spectacular. What matters is what you do in your own little sphere of the world and how you live it. Oh, have you really, Jackie? That's awesome. You're beautiful. And that's beautiful too, Kat. So I'm going to ask you all that as you do your meditations, or if you do prayer, anything or a mantra, I'm going to ask you to think of including Mother Earth. And as you walk upon the earth, or you're doing anything with the earth, for you to think about the energy imprint that you're leaving. And what is it that you can do to help our home? As a lady said to me on Saturday night, the trees, the waterways are the lungs of the earth. They're therefore our lungs. And she was an 84-year-old lady. She was amazing to talk to. And she was saying, I loved her way of putting it, you can't keep taking organs out of the human body and think it's going to survive. You can't do the same thing to the earth. You can't keep taking things out of it and destroying it and think it's going to be okay. I loved her analogy. So, Findhorn, you're probably Kim Jane. Thank you. So when you are doing your morning intentions and you're doing any kind of mantra or prayer, I really want to ask you to include Mother Earth and begin to send healing energy through your feet, through your hands. Draw it in and send it out for Mother Earth. Then you can do other things for yourself, for humanity, and anyone that you want to bring healing energy through for, or the way you want to be of service in the world. But let's help Mother Earth. She's our home. And without these things, what are we going to do? And also without these things, they affect our health. Like I was talking about on the other live, the colours of buildings. You know, these things are done deliberately. So people need to start to make a noise and say, I'm not building a house that is charcoal grey and black. I'm not living in a neighbourhood that I'm surrounded by charcoal and black, grey. You can make a difference. Together, we make a bigger difference, but it's got to start somewhere. So start to make some noise, start to do some things just in your own little environment and begin there and make a difference for those of us, all of us that are here right now, and then for those that are to come after us and the children that are coming up, you know, through the world presently. Well, that's beautiful, Jackie. Imagine we're a loving part of Mother Earth. That's really beautiful. Thank you. And yes, imagine that. Imagine that you are holding Mother Earth in a hug like you would a grandmother that you adore, that you love very much, or that you are pouring the love you have for yourself into Mother Earth. But if you're a bit short on that, then maybe don't. Think about it first. So thank you, everyone. And I'm really excited for those that were on the Facebook Live, wondering what the dickens I was doing over there, that jumped across to here. Thank you very much. It means the world. I love sharing with you and having you with me. I love our conversations. So it's been wonderful. Thank you all very much. And I won't see you next week because I shall be in the air on my broomstick. So I'll see you the following Monday. Okay. And Jean, hello. You're very welcome. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Jackie, Linda, Jean, fantastic. Thank you. Been really nice. So you all look after each other, look after our earth, and take good care. Be well, and I'll see you not next week, the week after. Okay. Good night.